Hey guys, and welcome to episode 26 of From the Island. In the previous episode, we got caught out on Robot Darkness items. They crashed and tanked pretty hard, so they are currently sat in our info till further notice, and so we can make a profit on them and we can get rid of them. So, in the previous episode, we also picked up some different items, and that is the tuxedo pieces, mainly the dark trousers. The tuxedo top, although it was not too bad, it was buying really slowly. It was nowhere near as good as something like their trousers, and to be fair, compared to how quick they were buying and selling, a lot of the God Road bottoms outperformed all the items we were doing. So that is why we're cycling through them in a minute. They all have decent margins and they all are moving quite quickly. So that will pretty much be this episode. We have currently got some other items sat in the info as well. I'm hoping we can get rid of soon. Whenever there is items in my info, it's normally because that is either crashed or it's just not profitable or we've got better options. So hopefully during the episode they will quickly vanish and hopefully we can get rid of those darkness items as well, because that is actually taking up quite a bit of our GP stack. As you can see by the G trade history, we have been working hard and getting through all of those God Road bottoms, and that will probably just keep going till we find something better. Now, just to make sure this series is not stale, I do try different items and just try and see what we can find to be better. But it just seems to be that the stuff we've been doing for most of the episodes has worked best out of everything. A lot of the times I'll have full GE slots there and I'll still have 10mm sat in the info, which I can't use because all my slots are full because we've got better items in there anyway. So we'll keep going, put in all the items, fill the GE, and we'll come back with any updates or any changes or any sales. So, a couple of the robe legs have just started to slow down a bit, and due to this, we are just going to check prices for some robe tops. Now, we're just going to price check the armor robe top because that has been the most sporadic out of them when we've been flipping, and hopefully it can just have a random big margin for no real reason. So, looking at that, it's got a margin of 29k, and that is, for us, a decent margin. And that's what I mean. Some robe tops just seem to have big margins for no reason. Obviously, it could be a God Wars KC item or something which bots could use, but it doesn't have a consistent sort of buy and sell. It's just either very, very high or very low. Armor, Bandos, and Ancient to a point never really have like a steady mid price, whereas the other three do. It's just very sporadic and just change day by day. So this is the GE slots we're currently going for. Again, we're just going with a lot of the robe legs and a couple of robe tops as well. And hopefully once those dark trousers go, we can just go in for something else. They're really, really slow to buy and sell, so I'm just starting to think they're not worth it. Not only that, I've had to drop the price down on it already twice, so it's not crashing on us, it's just not going to sell for as much profit as what I'd hoped for when we started to pick the flip up. Here, the Guthix robe legs, we're just going to amend the price. They are buying really low at 97k, so we'll just put an offer in for that as well. So just logging in, we've had some buys. Because I was gone from the computer for a bit, I have put in offers to buy 15. Normally we only buy 8 because that's our GE limit and I can normally change and move stuff around within 4 hours. But because I was gone for a while, because I had the cash spare and I wasn't going to change the items, I thought we'll put some bigger offers in. The Ancient robe legs has got a weirdly high flip margin, so that's going for 20k plus. And the Guthix and the armor are still pretty consistent as well. So put the armor robe legs in, that will get roughly about 15k margin, which is what I sort of aim for on robe legs. 15k or better is good enough for us to go. Unless we're really desperate, we'll probably accept a 10k margin. But that's the G slots, and I'll come back with an update. So it probably took the best part of the day, but those dark trousers have finally gone. Now, they really were slow. I don't think I'll be going near that or the tuxedo items again for a while, just because it just wasn't worth it. Going through the history as well, you see it's finally gone. And the flips we've managed to get on the armor robe legs and the ancient robe legs. It's a bit weird, really. We've kind of gone full circle where we've tried all these new items, hoping to get bigger margins, better flips, be a bit quicker in how we're trading. But we've actually gone back to the stuff we were doing 2 months ago, and it's actually outperforming them. The flare trousers as well are just that small of a margin. I think other people have got in, and the margin just got smaller and smaller. I'm just going to take some time away from them, and hopefully when I go and price check them in a while, they will be back to what they normally were. Darkness items as well, they are still in the invote because they are still at those rock bottom prices. The GE slot for the 20 extra Robo Darkness bottoms bought, and he bought quite quickly. So I'm going to stay away from them for a while and just wait till we get to the price where either I bought them at or I can sell them at. The bond will be due to expiring soon on this account, so I will put those into sell like I am here. Just quickly checking the price, and just hopefully while I'm free to play they can just sell while I'm not paying for membership, and then for the next bond we can just go from there. So just going to come back later on with an update on what we're going to do to sell and any price changes we're going to do. So the end of our third bond is just a day away. So because of that, we are going to set up our GE offers to move into free to play. Now, if you didn't know, if your items are in the GE before you become free to play, they can still sell while you're in free to play. I've done this a couple of times over the series, just selling items which were taking a while to sell, and I can just have a few days in free to play and just let these items sell without wasting membership time. So that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to basically get everything to sell up and put these Robo Darkness items in, and then hopefully by the time we can either get them cleared before we become non-members and do a couple more flips, or we can just leave them to sell, and at some point when I get into non-members and they all sell, I can just take everything out and do one price check of where we are before the fourth bond. Now this bond has been okay. The flare trousers have again probably been the MVP of this bond, but the God Robe legs have pretty much carried this for the past 2 episodes. We tried to move out into different items. We've done a bit of third age, which was always a bit of a goal starting out. And we've moved into sort of different items, which most of them didn't work as well, but it just shows that they can work if needed. And sometimes a bit of timing is what you need most of all when it comes to flipping. So all in all, this bond's been alright. We've made money, we've moved forward. And then hopefully in that fourth bond, we can get anywhere near that sort of 50 mil goal. 50 mil, I'd like to do a video where I can just live flip for a full episode and we can just do a different kind of flipping as opposed to this sort of long term-ish AFK sort of flipping which we do here. As you can see, I'm just filling out the rest of these and at the point where I was checking the prices, we would just sort of break even on all the darkness items. So we're just going to put them in for a price which hopefully we can sell. We won't lose money, we'll just break even, but we'll manage to pull out 20 mil from the final GE slot. So I'll come back when we're free to play. So back into free to play, it's probably took a couple of days, but everything has sold. We are fully liquid now for the first time in a long time. We have nothing left to sell. And as you can see, going through the GE history, how much of our final flips were related to Gobro items. They really do perform for us. We really sort of nailed down the margin, and especially the ancient robe legs worked really, really well, along with Guffix, which once it hits Guffix robe legs, hits that 90k margin. It's always 90k buy price. Sorry, it's always a good margin. So in this bond, we're at 34 mil. So again, we've made profit. We're still sustainable. We're still making a bond and buying a bond for the next sort of 2 weeks. So we'll come back with the start of the next bond. It might be the final bond of this series. I think 50 mil is probably the ideal finish goal for this series. So we'll see. I'll give a bit of a brief explanation on the next flipping episode on what we're going to do for that bond. If it's going to be the final one, if it will be just one more afterwards, but that's what we'll be doing. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. And if you've enjoyed the content, please subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.